Hey, and welcome to this slightly different kind of video. Welcome to the Xbox 360 Live Arcade version of the original Doom. And why am I here? I'm a bit nostalgic for this version of Doom. If you're not aware, the Xbox 360 Marketplace is going to be closing down in a few weeks' time from when this video goes up. And there's one feature in this version of Doom that is not in any other version of Doom, and I really wish it was, and that is the leaderboards. So if you're not aware of what the leaderboards were in this version of Doom, basically everything that you kind of do when you pick up an item, when you kill enemies, and when you find secrets, as well as the time it takes you to get through a level, are all kind of graded at the end of the level, and you get a score. And it's a real shame that this feature has not appeared in other versions of Doom, subsequent versions of Doom on console, because honestly this was one of my favourite things to do back in the day. It's really kind of gratifying to see your name on a leaderboard and to sort of see the person above you who did slightly better, and you kind of just being able to compare and contrast against them. So what I'm doing here, I'm just sort of reliving the glory days where I would literally just sit in front of my TV for hours playing through all the Ultimate Doom levels, trying to do better. This first run here is definitely not a good run. I'm basically just doing this to sort of show you how the leaderboard works, and then in the next few runs I will sort of try to get myself up the leaderboard. One of my gloats when I was a teenager was that I was in the top 100 for speed on this level, which, you know, it's not much of a gloat, but if I just sort of end the level here, you can kind of see that this is how it normally plays out in Doom. You sort of get the kill total, the item total, the secret total, the time total, and then when you go into the next level, you can press start and you're able to go to the leaderboards here, and you can sort of see how you did and how you've been graded. So you kind of get like a sort of feel for how you're doing. And the fun thing is that if you play on the higher difficulty, you get more points. So you're kind of encouraged to play through on Nightmare, which is what I'm doing here. On the last playthrough it was Ultraviolence. But yes, it's a really fun way of playing classic Doom, and it's a real shame to me that like this feature is not in the sort of modern console releases, because it does add a lot of replayability to these levels. As you can see, I am sort of trying to begin routing here. And you can also see that I am trying to pick up all the health and armor bonuses, because they do count towards the item totals. And yeah, this is not a particularly great run either, but you can kind of see I'm moving a bit quicker and I'm sort of getting the groove back in how to move through this level quickly. And it's not just on this level, obviously you can do it for any of the levels in the game. The secret here is that you don't actually have to go up there, but unbeknownst to me, I obviously forget here that there's actually items up there, so I'm actually robbing myself of points, and it takes me a few runs to realise that, because in the heat of the run here, you can see at the end here I'm trying to grab all the armor bonuses. I'm trying to move as quickly as I can, and you can see it takes 1 minute 32. And I did quite well there. I didn't get all the items though, so that's obviously going to hit me in the leaderboards. But you can see that my position has jumped up quite spectacularly. So you can see that I'm doing quite well here. I've actually managed to get near enough to the 1000 mark. So there's a big leap up because I was a lot quicker in that run there. And obviously there's a lot of room for improvement because I didn't pick up all the items. So we'll start here again. One thing about this is that this was a really fun way to kind of make Doom just feel like a much bigger game, because up to this point I'd never really sort of indulged in the multiplayer and the online aspects of the Doom community, but having a leaderboard and sort of being able to sort of look at how everyone else is doing, and in the leaderboard you can look at the overall rankings, so you can see the top scores, and I'm pretty convinced some of those are hacked, but it's just fun, especially when you've been playing Doom one way for a good number of years, and then this kind of it's sort of like a soft speedrun, except it's not quite a speedrun. I'm definitely not good enough to do proper speedruns. But I have to come out here and grab this blue armor, and this is a bit of a time sink, so I end up sort of realizing quickly that I'm actually wasting time going out to grab that blue armor. This and where the shotgun are there are marked as two separate secrets. You can see the armor bonuses here. That's where I really lost time on that last run. You're also kind of handicapped by luck here, because if the monsters sort of respawn aggressively like they have done here, you have to kind of deal with them twice, which is very frustrating. How have we done here? 97% items, but we have gone a bit quicker again, so I am actually expecting this to reflect in the leaderboard here, and it does. I am going to pause it here because I do kind of dash off this screen. This gives you a good flavour for sort of how these leaderboards work, and it's very sort of self-imposed competitive, but I do love the fact that this is even here. And like I said, when you've been playing Doom for one way for so many years, it really is fun to just kind of change it and sort of be a bit more competitive to try and push yourself up the leaderboards, even though you get absolutely nothing for being higher up the leaderboards. So this is the final run that I do, and you can see that by this point I've kind of got a lot more aggressive in the enemies' faces. I realised very quickly that I had to start getting in their faces, and you can also see here, instead of going to the left here, I actually end up going outside, because this just saves more time. But once again, I just wanted to put a bit of a spotlight on leaderboards, and I just think that that's one of the best features in Xbox 360 Doom. It really added something different to this version of Doom. For most people, they probably didn't even realise that it was there, but for me, it was like a huge part of my experience with this version, and it is a terrible shame that this has not been brought forward. Over the next few weeks, I am going to be doing a lot more videos focused on the Xbox 360 and Doom on the Xbox 360, because there's a lot of interesting things that happened on the Xbox 360 with Doom, and this is just one of the things. There's plenty of other things to be talking about, so if you want to see specific things, or you want to see specific aspects of Xbox 360 or Xbox Live Arcade Doom portrayed on the channel, then do put in the comments. And as you can see, I've got 100% items, and we've got it down to 121. That is pretty great for me. And let's see how that's affected my last run here. Oh, look at that. Almost in the top 100. See, with a bit more spit and shine and a bit more sort of careful planning of the route, I definitely think I could get back into that top 100 at some point. I'll quickly show that you can actually look at the global leaderboard, so you can see all the other people who have played the level and see their scores. It's very competitive, it's very fun, and like I said, very, very, very underrated feature of this version of Doom, which unfortunately is lost to time now unless you bought this back in the day, because you can't actually buy this on Xbox Live Arcade. But do let me know, did you play with the Doom and Doom 2 leaderboards on Xbox 360 back in the day? Did you attempt to push yourself up them, or am I just the only person in the world that actually looked at these things? Let me know in the comments, and just thank you for joining me on this little nostalgic journey.